Welcome to the Rusted Garden. Today I'm going to show you how I set up this whole area. We're going to do a time lapse as I walk down. I'll fill it in, come back this way, and you'll see this develop. I'll be putting in mulch, paper into the boxes, filling the boxes and everything. Of course, to start with just green grass. Put down garden fabric. It has holes in it so the moisture goes through. The gap between the beds on the left and right are 4 feet. That's being set up so when I put in my cattle panel, I'll have an arch of about 8 feet. I'm going to cut the grass down with a weed whacker, put paper down, and I'm just going to fill it. The space between the different beds is 30 inches. And I did that. I was going to do 3 feet, but they're 8-foot posts that I cut up. And to save money, at 30 inches I get 3 per post instead of 2. So mulch is going to go down in here. It'll be high enough that you're not stepping over these logs every time. And as I spin around, we'll have this all filled in. Okay, the mulch is in. I screwed in the landscape timbers. It's mostly straight. That was my goal, right to the gate. And oh, here's a spot I missed. Got to fill in that area. But this is going to be the main walkway. I'll probably put some pots in here too. We'll be walking through again where the arches are going to be. As I get down further, I'm not sure what I want to do in this area, but I feel like I want to keep the beds small like this, grow peas, cucumbers, and have this sort of a trellising area with different kinds of trellis examples. Alright, so let me turn around here and cut all the grass back with a weed eater. So the grass has been cut back, and there's a couple things to keep in mind. So these frames are 6 inches, 8 inches, and 10 inches down there. If you're going with 6-inch frames like this, you probably want to cut all the grass back. You don't have to if you don't want to. You could put down a heavier layer of paper, heavier layer of cardboard. So I cut the grass back on these. This is the painter's paper I got, I think at Home Depot. 140 feet, and I think it was only 12 bucks, so that'll work. And then also cardboard along there. So these were 6-inch, 8-inch beds that I walked by. So I cut the grass back on those. This is an 8-inch bed, and I just trimmed around the edges, and I'm going to put a layer of cardboard down the middle of it on top of the higher grass. So you can decide how you want to do this based on your time, based on your tools. Again, 6 inches high, cut those back, and then these are 10 inches high. I probably didn't even need to cut the edges, but you want to cut the edges along the boards because that's where it's loose and that's where the grass and weeds can really grow up pretty easily. Alright, so the grass is cut back. Now we're going to lay down the paper and the cardboard. Alright, so we put down the paper and the cardboard, and remember, 10 inches, just edge the inner part. Even though that's taller in the middle, it'll be perfectly fine. That's not going to really go through 10 inches of dirt or soil in there. And we just put paper down. My wife helped me with this, but I do most of this myself. Just the basic painter's paper. Again, you don't have to cut the middle out. This is, I think, an 8-inch frame right here. Just drop the cardboard down. I'll use those scraps to fill in the gap. Because we cut up all that grass and it's decaying underneath, that's going to provide nitrogen. That will help speed up the breakdown of this paper, of the cardboard. The soil biology will love it, and then it will start eating the cardboard and the paper when it's wet. Just a quick tip. If you're having trouble with this, just wet it down. It'll stay in place if it's a windy day. Alright, let's fill up the beds with the 50-50 compost and topsoil. Alright, I put in some of the raised bed dirt, 50% compost, 50% dirt. Before I fill it, I thought I would just show you what goes into what. Meaning, this is a 2-foot by 6-foot raised bed, frame bed here. That was 2 loads full. I'll show you what a load looks like. This is the 6-foot sides, 4x8. That took 5 loads. This is a 4x4, 6 inches. That took 2 loads. This is what 1 load looks like, just so that you can eyeball it. This is a load. It's a lot of hard work. And this is the 10-inch 4-foot by 8-foot, and it took 7 loads in there. Now, probably each of them could take more of the earth. I'm going to mix in some peat moss, put in some organic fertilizers and stuff. But the goal right now is just to get it filled. So let's finish this up, and I'll show you what it looks like filled. Okay, the beds are filled. It's going to take about 50 to 55 loads to fill all of this. I'm going to stop now. We have a storm on the way, 70-mile-an-hour winds and hail supposed to be coming, but I got a lot filled. This one is completely filled, ready for planting. If you subscribe to my channel, I'll show you how I amend this with organic fertilizers, some peat moss. Everywhere that there's a stake, I just put down a wheelbarrow full of the mix so that it would weigh the paper down and won't blow away tonight. But I think it looks pretty good. The beds, the frames are uneven, if you notice. They will all be leveled off after the garden's done and the mulch is down, and I'll use shims to take care of that. This one's ready for planting, as is this. I'm going to put peas right into the boxes up here, and I'm going to put another 2x6 box right in there and probably finish that end there with a deck on each side for containers. Hope you enjoyed the video. This gives you some idea of how you can frame out a space with raised beds and framed beds. I'm very excited. Pretty soon we'll be planting, and we'll taking all of this from where it is now to hopefully fully flourishing with all kinds of vegetables. Thanks for watching, and please check out my seed shop at www.therustedgarden.com. Thanks for watching.